Hey, good morning, everybody. I just wanted to welcome you to the live stream at this point. Welcome to Aircraft Expeditions. Normally, you don't see my face on camera, but I'm doing this on camera right now because today's a special day. And today is September 11th, 2025. 24 years ago, the Twin Towers came down and we were attacked by the other people that were against the United States and everything like that. And I don't want to say the other word because we're on YouTube here, but we were attacked. And thousands of lives were lost. Thousands of hundreds of first responders and thousands of people. And I just wanted to dedicate this stream to them and to everybody that has perished in 9/11. Those that worked hard to rescue those people from the debris and rubble in Washington, in New York, and in Pennsylvania. It was a rough time for all of us back then in 2001, but the resilience of our military and those first responders and the people that really cared about what was going on at the time. I remember where I was in 2001, September 11th. This is a time during this live stream where you reflect yourself if you were born before 2001, to reflect on what had happened that day. A lot of the youngsters out there that may watch this don't understand the true meaning of what exactly happened back then, but it's part of our history now. And I just wanted to dedicate this live stream to everybody that died in the live stream, and I wanted to make sure that everybody knows what that day means for all of us. So, that being said, let's get started. Okay, I'm going to turn the camera around. We're going to go ahead and take a look at where we're at. All right, we are over at Davis-Monthan Air Force Base. Okay, and we are at the Aircraft Maintenance and Regeneration group's boneyard. Okay, it used to be called AMARG. Basically, it's changed within the past 10 years, the name, because this place regenerates and stores aircraft for future use or for reclamation. Now, I see a lot of aircraft here. What you're looking at in front of us here is the P-3 Orions that have been divested and stored at this point. So there's still P-3 Orions flying out there. However, they're being divested to the boneyard. They're still flying out there in different countries. United States, as of this date, there are still P-3 Orions that are actually still flying, usually on the West Coast, out of San Diego, things like that. So, and Australia still has them. Canada still has them. I know a few other navies have it, and a few other Air Force. I know the Argentine Air Force just took delivery of some of those P-3 Orions. So that's just what you're looking at here is the boneyard. Now, where we're at here is we are here at the off of Escalante Road. Okay, Escalante Road. We come in off of Wilmot and curve around, and this is the only real place that civilians can actually see the boneyard from the road. Well, I take that back. There's more areas. We're going to go check those out here in a few minutes. We're going to go down to Irvington, and we're going to go around the base. We're going to check it out for about an hour or two, and then you guys get a feel of what this is all about. this is an aircraft spotter's point of view. This is how you guys see the base. Okay, of course, there's no longer any tours of the base. Celebrity Row is off to my right here. I'll get out and I'll show you guys here in a few minutes. But the base used to have tours of the base, and they take you up what they call Celebrity Row. Celebrity Row is where all the aircraft of note, like for example C5, I'm looking at C5s, B-52s, B-1 bomber, looks like a 737. We got a bunch of fighters aircraft and transports, things like that over there. You could probably see it from where I'm sitting. Okay, so now one thing that a little side note to you guys is that I think what they should do is they should put the Celebrity Row all along Escalante so everybody could see where these aircraft are, so, and what they are. So, but without further ado, we're gonna get started, guys, and we're gonna actually look at everything here. I'm gonna walk down the path a little bit. We're gonna show you some of the aircraft, things like that, and then we're gonna get back in. We're gonna go down to different spots along the fence line. We're gonna show you the welcome area, where the aircraft come in and they park and they demilitarize them, things like that. You can see that from Irvington and Kolb. Okay, Irvington and Kolb is basically down the road here. We're going to drive along. We're going to check it out, and we're going to have some fun here, guys. So, anyway, without further ado, the boneyard actually started out back in World War II. There's a lot of histories you can read, a lot of factual histories about the boneyard. If you go online, you can check it out. But the boneyard to military aircraft and regular civilian aircraft too. There's civilian aircraft here as well. Down the street on Irvington, there's 707s from the airlines that are still there in the boneyard. They use those spare parts for the KC-135s. Same thing with the KC-135s that are down there. They are used for spare parts for the existing flying fleet. So, I've been living in Tucson for quite a while, almost 40 years. I've seen things come and go on the boneyard. So, I'm going to refer to it as the boneyard, guys, because lovingly that's what it is a boneyard. You know, they sit there. They don't rust here in Tucson. They don't sit there, and you don't have to use WD-40 to get them started. I mean, the process takes maybe 2 or 3 weeks to get an aircraft going. What they do is they take off what they call a spray light. The white stuff that you guys see on, say for example, the P-3 Orions here, the white stuff is called spray lat. Spray lat actually will cover key areas, like for example, openings, portholes, things like that. And basically what it does is it protects the interior from any damage. It also protects animals from coming in and destroying the interior inside workings of the aircraft. So engines, things like that. Birds like to nest inside engines and things like that. So they try to protect everything and see what's going on. More or less, they just cover everything. So the dry heat of Arizona, guys, protects these aircraft. If you were to do something like this over in New York or back east or anything like that, it wouldn't last. It would sit there and deteriorate. If you see some of the gate guards, for example, back like in Florida, New York, things like that, you'll see deterioration. And the deterioration is basically it's quite interesting to see, really. It is, because unfortunately the way things are back east is salt air, you know, even on the west coast, like California and things like that. They still have boneyards out there in California because of the high desert temperatures. And, you know, not very humid, non-humid temperatures, more or less. So basically, that's kind of the way aircraft are being stored. Now, here in Arizona, for example, it's just there's hardly any humidity whatsoever, and these aircraft, they sit here, they don't rust, they don't gather moisture. Only when it rains you gather moisture on the outside, but that's it. So it preserves the life in the airframe. So you'll be able to see that when we walk around. We're going to check it out here. So just follow us and we'll see what happens. I'm going to take you guys off the tripod's going to come down here, guys. So bear with me. And we're going to go out. We're going to check it out. All right. So we're sitting over here right now. You guys can probably see the B-1 bomber there. That's sitting over there. I'll zoom in so you guys can check it out. These are where the active B-1 bombers actually are situated, more or less. And this one is being stored here for a reason, in case it's called back to service. So basically, Rage was actually here. If you guys know what I'm talking about, Rage was put back into service, and it actually it'll be flying once again once they get done with it. They're replacing some of the aircraft that have crashed. They have mechanical issues and things like that, and you'll be able to see kind of what I'm talking about. You know, they just store all that white stuff on the aircraft itself. So like I said, I decided to get out and show you guys this. We recently had the KC-10s. The KC-10s actually retired from Travis, from McGuire, different bases and things like that. There they are right there. That's the majority of them. Now, where that C5 Galaxy, if you guys can, I'll zoom in a little bit on the C5. That C5, all that right there is Celebrity Row. Okay, where that B-52 is, all the aircraft going down that way. There's a bunch of aircraft over there, but Celebrity Row's right there. I'm not going to spend too much time here at some of these locations, but like I said, we're gonna check it out and see where we are. We're also going to do some aircraft spotting too, if we can. If we hear or see anything going on, then we will. But this, like I said, you can go up and down this whole area. There's a little walkway right here that extends along the fence line. I mean, if you want to park your vehicle, things like that, you can. But this boneyard is just not limited to this area here. Over by Kolb is very vast, very vast. And I'm telling you guys, it's just something. It's just crazy. There's over 4,500 aircraft here, guys. All right, we're gonna head back to the car, guys. Like I said, this curve right here goes to Wilmot, okay, and it goes all the way down. It's called Escalante. Now, those of you that are not familiar with the area, if you're coming from say, for example, Interstate 10, of course, there's this big sign here in case when you make the curve, because it's only 35 that way, so you got to be careful of making that curve. It's like a dead man's curve almost. So, yeah. So as you can see, go all the way down. And this goes all the way to Irvington. It actually links up with Irvington. All right. Like I said, we're not going to spend too much time at any one location. We're just going to I'm just going to show you what generalized areas and stuff like that, guys. So we're going to drive to the different locations here, and you're going to go come along with me. Now, you can't really aircraft spot here. You can only look at the ground. Well, you can spot from here. I mean, I've done it before with the Heritage Flight. Heritage Flight basically is the military heritage. They actually fly P-51s, things like that, with modern jets and props, things like that. So, you know, I'm sure a lot of you have seen them in air shows, but you can see them flying around the base, per se, you know what I mean? But like I said, it's not really a clear spotting area. I mean, the fact is that you've got a lot of areas around here where you can see planes. I mean, literally. So what we're doing? Oh, there goes there goes the neighborhood. All right. So what we're gonna do now is we're riding down Escalante at this point. Trying to get it to where you guys can see it. Okay. Alright, I'm going to switch to the pistol grip, guys. Alright, so put this on the holder here. We're going to make a right here on Kolb. Of course, we're going to do it safely. Alright. Now, to my right is, of course, what you're going to see when you're running down Kolb Road. You'll be seeing numerous C-130s that are over at the boneyard. I'm on my right-hand lane because I want you guys to see this. What we're going to do next is we're going to go over to the Irvington and Kolb area to see the welcome area. You're gonna like that, guys. Really, you are. So yeah, there used to be a bunch of aircraft junkyards over on this side, but unfortunately they took them out because of hazardous waste, things like that. But anyway, there's the C-130s there that you guys can see. Over that big hangar that you see on the right hand side, that's a part of the welcome area that I'm going to show you, and we're gonna check it out here. We're gonna turn left here. So we're at Irvington and Kolb. Is where we're at. Irvington and Kolb. You see, there's a lot of traffic this morning because of there's a lot of traffic because of the rush hour. So we're gonna pull into here. Big dirt lot right here, guys. Okay. There's a real big dirt lot. There's actually several. Now, this is the other side of the boneyard. We'll go over there and check it out. All right, so give me a second. I'm gonna remove. You guys are gonna go with me here. All right. Just got to get out of the vehicle here. Now, I don't have the mic on, guys, so anything that's flying around you'll hear. So over here is the other side of the boneyard. This side is massive. Okay? Of course, you're going to hear the cars in the background, and they're messing around and things like that. So there's an access road right down there where military and electrical workers go to and all that stuff. Now, down here, you'll see where all the C5s are parked at, okay? Can't really get a good shot of it, but unfortunately, that's the way it is. But that's where the C5s are parked at. Now, Valencia is a little bit beyond that, guys. You'll be able to see Valencia here in a minute when we get rocking and rolling. But all the KC-135s are down this way, okay? It's pretty far, and now it goes all the way to, I believe, Pantano Road. So, you know, I mean, this whole area, that dirt road that you see down there, I'll zoom in so you guys can see. There's a spot where you guys can go down that road. I'm not going to take you down that road because it's really, really rough, as they say. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up and we're going to see this whole area right here. You can pull in here if you're turning left on Irvington and Kolb. Okay, there's another spot over there, but unfortunately there's a wash right between it. And you'd have to go down a little bit further over the small bridge right there. So, this is the east gate of, you see off in the distance there, east gate of the Davis-Monthan Air Force Base. They've closed that off. There's only 2 entry points into well, there will soon be 3, but like I said, you know, I'm not going to tell you which ones are because, you know, you'd have to be over here in Arizona if you're stationed here to know this. So, all right. So what we're going to be looking at right now, guys, is the I hear a lot of traffic here. So, is the welcome area. The welcome area is right there. Okay, that's where all the aircraft come in to go into the boneyard. Okay, all parts, things like that go in through here, and then they get towed over to the boneyard. Now over there you're going to see an Edwards Air Force Base F-16. That thing's been there for quite a while. These are some of them. Like there's Maryland Air National Guard. There's the dog patchers. You got the if you look that white jet right there is a T-1 Jayhawk. That one actually is being retired as we speak. We caught one coming in this past couple of days. It's kind of neat, actually. Of course, you got all the people going into the base and working in there over there. So, but this is the welcome area, guys. I mean, this is I take a lot of photos over here, a lot of photographs. Sometimes you'll see large aircraft, sometimes you'll see fighter jets. Of course, now we see A-10s. We see looks like an F-18 Hornet that's going into the boneyard. Now, there is an Arizona National Guard F-16 over there, and you should be able to see it right there in the pan shot. Of course, over there between the trees is where we were coming from, Kolb and Escalante. All right, that's where the C-130 side of the boneyard is. So all these different buildings that you see over there, that's where they reclaimed the parts. So, all right. Now this berm right here. Let me zoom out here so you guys can see. This is a public area. You can actually stand over here. You can stand on that berm and take photographs, do what you want to do. Like I'm filming here. Like I said, they can't tell you anything. You see the berm, there it is. And of course, back over here, they got some new huts over there that they've got. They got some aircraft underneath. It's pretty awesome stuff, guys. It really is. So, what we're going to do now is we are going to get back in the vehicle. We're going to roll them around. Welcome to all those who are watching. I really appreciate you joining us. We're actually going to go down Irvington a little bit, guys. We're going to go down Irvington. We're going to take you on a tour. Of course, I got to close my door first. You got to be real careful when you come in here because there's a lot of rocks, a lot of possible glass. I mean, it's not fun. Yeah, so we're going to go down Irvington here. And we're going to check out where the KC-135s are. There's also the RC-135s from Offutt Air Force Base. They are, looking glass aircraft are here. Some of the combat sense, rivet joints, things like that. So we're going to check it. We're riding along kind of the gate there, well, the fence. We're going to get to a good spot, and then we're going to pull over so y'all can see exactly what I'm talking about. See, as you can see, there's people. So yeah, we're going to go down to into the kind of Hell's Kitchen, more or less, is what I call this area. Now, just be careful when you go down this road because there's a lot of cracks and things like that in the road, and you just got to watch yourself. All right. This is the area where I'm going to go into. I believe. Yep, this is it. Cool. This is where they've got the KC-135s, y'all. Literally, I'm sorry I don't have my seatbelt on, but like I said, I'm just doing this. You see an RC-135 tail from Offutt right there. All kinds of KC-135 tails, guys. So we're gonna go up forward. Of course, you see all the cacti and all that good stuff, the jumping choyas and all that. So you got to be real careful when you walk around here because that'll put some needles in you. I know this because it's happened to me a lot. All right, so we're gonna go along the fence here. Of course, don't use common sense, guys, when you're coming to near the boneyard, things like that. Just use common sense. Don't mess with the gate. Don't just do things legally, Don't jump the fence just to go get photos or whatever what the case may be. I mean, literally don't jump the fence. It's not cool. See, there's a big spot here. I took the long way around because I wanted to show you guys. I mean, literally, this all this is going to be. You'll be able to see it. Morning, Nate. How you doing, buddy? What's going on? How you been? Good to see you. So down in that area right there, if you see where I'm pointing, that's more where they actually go in and store different items of aircraft. Over here, they've got the tooling for the B-2. I couldn't believe I heard that. That's pretty cool. It's pretty neat. It's good to see you, Nate. Thanks for joining me, man. Appreciate it. I'm just taking everybody on a tour of the boneyard and outside. It's basically a aircraft spotter's view of it. So yeah, when I come out on Pantano, this is what I see when I actually go back and forth to my little jobs, things like that. So it's kind of interesting. Yeah, so that road down there, guys, that road down there, you can go along the fence until it ends. I'm not going to go down there because it's going to be hell on my tires. Yeah, if you have a 4-wheel drive, you can go down there. That'd be kind of be cool for you to do. But don't just sit there, try to get whatever shots you want. If you want to get out and check it out, you go for it. I mean, that's the way most people do it here when they come visit. So all those tails you see are KC-135s and RC-135s. It's amazing. I mean, when this ends, there's a way you can get over to the east side of this boneyard. I've kind of scoped it out before. I just don't like poking the bear, as they say. I don't like poking the bear. Now, one thing I will tell everybody: do not walk along Kolb Road, north or south, or whatever, north south, because the military police will cite you and they will call the local police. We've had that happen before. We've had folks from other countries, other nations come over here. They do that and then they get busted, or they get fined, or they get thrown off the area. I mean, I'm showing the spots that are common to actually see the boneyard and to go airplane spotting. We're going to go over to the other side of the base, guys, and we're going to go do some aircraft spotting. I'm going to take you to an area where I knew about, but I just didn't really like until I captured an Atlas Air 747 landing over at the base. You can get close-up shots of it, of aircraft over here. The more spot is over by Contractors Way in Alberton. There's a lot of hilly area where you have to walk up to in order to see the base, but you can still see the aircraft. It's not too bad. Over here, not too much aircraft spotting. I'm just, like I said, I'm just showing you the boneyard. Okay. So let's do this. I'm going to put you all down for a minute. I'm gonna kind of lean the camera up while I put my seatbelt back on. I don't feel like hearing the dinging going through the live stream later on. Take a little drink of something. So Nate, how are you doing today? It's good to see you again. So yeah, we're gonna take this out really carefully because there is a lot of rocks, there's a lot of dirt, and there's a lot of stuff that's just ugly. You don't want to get a flat tire out here because it would be a royal pain in the tush to do this. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go left back onto Irvington, and we're gonna go down Kolb. I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to show you guys the overpass where they take the airplanes over. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. Yes, it's a lot of traveling video, but unfortunately, you got to see where this stuff is, and we're going to be looking for traffic here. Make sure we're nice and safe. There's traffic coming down there all like crazy. This is actually a big, busy thoroughfare for the base, because I come this way to go to, Houghton area and things like that. And when I come back, man, early in the morning, oh my gosh, it's so, I mean, oh boy, it's like delay after delay after delay until the traffic subsides into the base. All right, after this vehicle, we can go. All right, so what we're going to do now is we are going to go down toward our spotting spot, and we're going to see what we can see take off. Now, the traffic should be coming in. Okay, landing in the northwest, taking off from the southeast. So that's what we're going to do. Is we're going to check out right now. We're going to go to Wilmot and Valencia first. We might see something take off. We might not. Normally they don't take off till about maybe, I would say, between 7:30 and 8 if they're based out of here. But of course, none of us can. See over there, you'll see that hangar I was telling you about. It's right there. Take you on a little trip here. So yeah, what we'll do is get in the center lane here. We'll get into the far right lane, and right there is the east gate of Davis-Monthan, which is closed. The gate's closed. I'm gonna put you guys down for a minute. Sorry, you're looking at my center console, guys. All right, and away we go. See, right there is the actual. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about, you guys. Oh yeah, Nate, I know. I've already got a crack in my windshield. That wasn't my fault. You'll see a lot of the aircraft on the right side, guys, and on the left. We're going through the base through cold. Of course, you can't really see. You got all the overpasses here. I believe this is one of those bridges for the aircraft. They pull them across. There's several bridges here. Human Street's down here, and then I believe Human Street's up here, and we're riding down Colb Road to Valencia right now. Is where we're going. Yeah, there's Human Street right there, and the bridge afterwards is the southernmost aircraft bridge. This is Human Street right here. This overpass. I believe this is another this is another road bridge. The main aircraft bridge is back there. Of course, you see over here, you got the Amazon building, you got little convenience stores, things like that. It doesn't really mean much of anything. So we're running over here. I'll even show you the spot over at Pima Air Museum to spot the aircraft coming and going. So we'll even go over there. Awesome stuff, guys. Awesome stuff. So we're making a right on Valencia right now. All right. Again, guys, I'm dedicating this live stream to those that perished on 9/11 and those that perished defending the country. And I just want everybody to know I'm very proud of our first responders and our military and veterans and former military and those that died in battle. I'm very proud to be an American, guys. Very proud to be an American. So we're running on Valencia right now. We're coming up to Wilmot right now. There's not going to be much noise down there where I'm going. So a lot of the noise is going to subside once we turn down Valencia or Wilmot. Pardon. All right, we're going to be turning on to Wilmot here. I'm giving just for those that just came into the live. I'm giving everybody a tour of the boneyard and the base here. This is Wilmot. This is Wilmot. Of course, you've got Apple towing right there. Okay. We got one of the last boneyards, or civilian boneyards. I was going to say boner. Oh my God, I can't believe it. The last of the civilian boneyards right here. It has two trackers. There's the Roman nose back there. The Roman nose, the last Roman nose C-130. I can't talk today, guys. Jeepers. All right, we're going to go on to Drexel. Okay? I'm going to show you the guillotine. This is a complete tour, guys. It's not no BS. This road is very, very dusty. Okay, as you can see, this is the same boneyard that we just saw. He's got a pretty big boneyard. I think it's K-Tech Aviation, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's who this is. I mean, I've talked to the gentleman before to see if I could gain access to check things out, etc. Just be careful down this road. See how dirt roady it is. It's not paved, but you guys can pretty much get an idea of how crazy it is. It's nuts. That crane that you see off in the distance right there, that is the guillotine, guys. That's how they chop everything up. They reclaim all the aircraft. I'm going to show you guys something pretty cool here in a second. I'm going to go up to it. I'm just making sure I don't hit any potholes. One of my good friends actually used to haul aircraft out to the boneyard and from the boneyard to the guillotine. Okay, and he was telling me that. He was telling me that it was sad to see he did the F-14 Tomcats, and he said it was very sad to see that. He almost cried his eyes out. I can understand. I can totally understand that. It's a bit bumpy here, guys. Okay. See the big monster right there? The big monster. There's a big pile, we call it the big pile. Pile of caca, as they say. They got some vehicles in here. It's crazy. I gotta watch where I'm going here, guys. But there's the guillotine. There's the guillotine. This is the piece of machinery that they use to chop up the aircraft. And you probably can see some aircraft parts right there. More likely. This place does reclamation for aircraft that are being destroyed. So, of course, there's waste management right there. I do want to show everybody something I found over here on this road. Okay. This, guys, is an engine part. This is an engine part. This specific part comes from a B-52. I found this in the road. It almost sharded my tire. It almost sharded my tire, basically. This is one of the veins that I found here. It's got the if you notice, it's got the I don't know if you can see it, but it's got the numbers on it. And the reason I know it's from a B-52 is because it actually I tracked the numbers down. It took me a couple weeks, but I tracked the numbers down. So as you can see, that's one second, guys. I'm watching this dude over here. I'm watching the security guard make sure he doesn't mess with this. Yeah, they will talk to you over here if you're not careful. So just be on your toes, guys. I was just watching where he was going. It looks like he wasn't going to bother us. Yeah, Nate. I almost ran over this thing with my car. I saw it protruding up in the road. You know, sometimes you got to watch this road down here because you don't know. You don't know what's gonna. Oh man, this is a bumpy road. You don't know what's going to. We don't want to show this guy's face by the truck. You don't know what you're gonna find over here. I mean, literally. I'll show you guys. Literally, there's aircraft parts everywhere. There's aircraft parts. You've got pieces of planes, everything. Looks like they got rid of that Neptune already. Oh no, there it is. It's sitting over there. All right. See, over in the desert right here, see, you'll see the tail of the Roman nose here in a second, I believe. It's in the desert. You can find a lot of parts over here. A lot of parts. A lot of parts. I've walked this whole area, and I found airplane parts that look like they come off of World War II bombers. So there you go. That's that. So we're gonna go down this road back to this is Drexel Road, by the way, guys. This is Drexel Road I'm on. Of course, you see civilian boneyard there. There it is. Apparently, there's guys working on these aircraft right here to actually get them flying again. That's kind of cool, actually. Of course, you see a no cockpit E2C Hawkeye. This guy's got a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff he sells. Really cool. Anyway, we're gonna go down and see the good stuff. We're gonna try this plane spot for a few minutes. But anyway, those that come to Tucson, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. We're gonna make a right here at Wilmot. This is Wilmot and Drexel, guys. Wilmot and Drexel. And of course, right in front of us is the base. There's a half circle up here, guys, where it says checkpoint. There's a little half circle. This is public area and public domain. You can sit here all day long, watch aircraft take off and land from the base. This is the southeast end of the runway right here, guys. Of course, you're going to see the 4030 CS C-130s over here. They're still out there, guys. I can't believe that. That's crazy. They haven't retired them yet. I don't think they're going to until they get the EA-37 back into up to snuff. You guys can see that street close sign right there. The back area of the base is open only to construction traffic. they're constructing. I'll show you guys here in a second. We're going to get out and walk around and stuff like that, because we might see some aircraft taking off. If we do, that's going to be kind of cool. So I'm going to show you guys what they're doing here, because they are, see up there, up the road is Valencia. And over there, if you guys look, Pima Air Museum, right there. Pima Air Museum. So what we're going to do, guys, we're going to look. Okay, now when they divest aircraft, for example, I'll just give you an idea of where the tower is over there. The Davis-Monthan Tower is over there. You got this. This is the back gate. They're redoing it, and they're building a. If you look over there, they're rebuilding a. I'm sorry, not rebuilding. They're rebuilding another welcome center. Okay, and it's going to be able to take traffic, like tractor trailers, things like that, so they can have X-rays, all that good stuff. They're redoing the road right there too. They've extended the gate out, because the gate used to go straight across. It doesn't. They extended it out. They got a lot of new construction going on over here, because they're trying to make this more. There used to be a guard shack right here that went up. The road went straight where that piece of machinery is. So, of course, everybody now can see. I'll kind of zoom in. There's the EC-130s. Like I said, we're not going to spend too much time at any one location. Hopefully, we see some airplanes take off, some jets. If we do, that'd be so awesome. We probably, this is one of the spotting spots that a lot of people come to. They usually park in that dirt area. I usually park like right here in a half circle. Usually, you can park underneath the tree, but this is the company's property. Sometimes they park up there where that vehicle is over there. Here, let me zoom in a little bit. Right there where I'm pointing, right here. That's also a good shady spot. Halfway up the road, if you look at halfway up the road there, on the right-hand side, there's also another dirt patch where there's plenty of dirt patches on the right side. You just don't want to mess around with apple towing or anything like that. I'm trying to zoom in as much as I can, guys. Sorry if it's fuzzy, but it is what it is. But this whole road, right in the center of this road, is right dead center of the center line of Davis-Monthan runway. I've seen the E4 go over my head. I've seen C-130s, A-10s go over my head. I've seen F-16s go over my head. I got a real famous picture that I posted on the internet of the Thunderbird F-16 going straight over me. It was basically almost at 3 miles. I was using my zoom lens. We're not going to get this guy his company or nothing like that. I want to let him go by. But you probably, if you got a good set of binoculars, guys, you can actually see what's going on inside there. I mean, just be really careful at this area, because they might tell you something about pointing. You're doing what I'm doing right here, is pointing at the infrastructure. I shouldn't be doing that, but I just wanted to show you guys. Now, I want to show you something special, guys. When Pima gets a new aircraft, for example, Pima Air Museum, it'll come from this way, where I'm pointed, come from the boneyard, and it'll come all the way here, and then there's that gate that's right there on Valencia that they pull the aircraft over. It's kind of neat. It's kind of neat, actually. It really is, just to watch an airplane. I saw Sophia. I got video pictures of Sophia coming over. Damage Incorporated 3, when that was coming over, I got video and pictures of it. You can actually, and it stops traffic for miles when they bring an aircraft over. It's pretty cool. So, you know, Pima's got a good spot being next to a boneyard, or an Air Force Base, excuse me. Huh. Alright, so what happens, guys, is that there's a white truck that is a follow me truck that actually will get everybody to follow them once they get off the runway and off the taxiway. And they'll come in when they divest, or when they go to the boneyard, for example. They'll go right where that white building is. There's a taxiway. They can taxi under their own power, or they'll get towed, and it goes straight over to the welcome area. That's the area that I showed you. So, yep. Of course, this is a reclamation, metal reclamation company. Pardon me. We don't know exactly what's going on. There's a white truck coming here. I don't know. But this is the area, guys. This is where I normally come to watch aircraft when they're taking off and landing. Northwest and southeast. I mean, it will... Got a lot of construction vehicles going back here. Don't want to show them. Try not to anyway. Protect the identities of these guys. I think what it is, they got a lot of good stuff here. A lot of good stuff in this boneyard. There's two EC-130s out there on the pad, on the tarmac. They went from a long deployment. They all came back, and I got photos of them actually, all four of them on the tarmac here. Very rare you see all four of them in one spot. Of course, if you look way out there, you'll see the 43rd ECS hangar. Good old 43rd ECS hangar. See the American flag? I thought that, for some reason, I actually thought they closed up shop. But they didn't. Fortunately, they're still around. I've been hearing a lot about how they are going to be refurbishing that hangar for the EA-37s that are here. Of course, all of you now know that this base, Saturday, was the last flight of the dog patchers. The A-10 squadron. And it's sad. Those of you that caught the 4th ship that are in Tucson, that's awesome. I wasn't able to do so. But, you know, like I said, hopefully we'll be able to see what's coming down and things like that. I can't really see the flight tracker. If anybody's watching the flight tracker that's watching, let me know what's coming in to Davis-Monthan. I mean, we can probably be over to the other spot within 5 minutes. 5 or 6 minutes. It takes a little bit to get there. Take a little swig of a soda here. But this is the main area. You guys are going to laugh. But when I used to work in this area, I used to come here and actually crash out in my car. I'll be very honest with you. This place is so quiet at night. Unless there's an aircraft coming in or something like that, you're not gonna hear anything. You're not gonna hear a living soul out here. The only thing you're gonna see and hear out here. Up. Here we go. I told you guys. A-10. Looks like the Maryland A-10. Here comes another. probably see him. He's right there in the shot. Not sure. I am not sure if they're going to be flying. Oh, got it. A-10s are actually up already. Wow. These guys are probably the Maryland A-10s that are here for TDY, because there's no more A-10s at Davis-Monthan. They're stationed here. They had their sunsetting and divesting ceremony on Saturday. It's crazy. Like I said, we'll stay here for a few minutes, because I want to take you guys to a couple spots. I'm going to show you a couple of spots you can actually look at the base, but I'm going to show you a prime spot, because you can actually see the aircraft coming and flying right over your head. Literally, I mean, either way, you can see it. Either direction, you can see it. Those spots I'm going to show you are right by the runway, or not, not on base, but right by the runway itself. So I figured I'd do this for 9/11, guys. That way you guys can stay here and watch with me and look at what's going on. And, this is how we remember those who died. And I think this is the perfect opportunity just to say thank you to them. I really do. Because all of this hard work that our military puts in, all of the hard work that our first responders put in, you just can't run. I would be running away from a fire. Okay, so Copper 6 is about 50 miles east. All right, thanks a lot, Nate, for checking for me. Just keep me posted on what's going down, please. I know the F-16s are taking off right now over at the airport, but we're not going over there. We always do live streams over at the airport, but we're going to do some more live streaming here at Davis-Monthan, because there's a lot going on here. A lot going on. I mean, with all the divestments and retirements going on. Oh, man. I tell you. It's crazy. It's crazy. A lot of people are wondering if this gate's open. I've had people come up and ask me, is this gate open? I'm like, no. They're doing construction. You can't go through here. Okay, let's point the camera away. We don't want to get their company name on there. Doing that out of respect. All right. Since those A-10s took off, they're probably heading over to the range for a little while, for about an hour or so. They usually go out there for about an hour, and they come back and they land. So, yeah, like I said, there's 5 Maryland A-10s that are here for the final TDY. And they're basically going to be divested to the boneyard. As you guys saw over there at the welcome center, or welcome area, there's a couple of Maryland ones already there. There's one that has an FT tail code. We all know where that's from. There's an F-18 Hornet, things like that. You think there's a drone taxiing out to the north? Interesting. An RQ9, huh? Sounds interesting. Maybe we'll be able to see that sucker fly. That would be kind of cool to see. That'd be the first time for me, Nate. It really would. It really would be the first time. So guys, you know, like I said, when you come out here, be smart. You know, I know that the aircraft spotters that come out here are real smart. If you're coming out here and you don't know the area, just be really careful. That's why this is bringing. I'm bringing this to you. That way I can show you guys what to do and what not to do around the base. Oh, okay, an F-16 drone. Oh, hello. Ha! You hear that, guys? We might have a drone F-16. Well, it's going to be probably a manned F-16. They only fly them drones over like the Gulf of Mexico / America. So, I know that for a fact because a friend of mine actually works on base, who actually works with the drone program, and he tells me that they're manned when they come out of the boneyard and when they take off because they deliver them to the drone squadrons. There's a couple of drone squadrons out there. Very much of a shame that they're making these F-16s into drones. I'm not very happy about that, but we got to keep our warfighters going. So as you see, there's no activity right now. It's a shot in the dark, basically, when we see aircraft come out of here, because they come out of here unannounced. Pretty much, you can't predict Davis-Monthan. Yeah, you can predict the airport, but you can't really predict Davis-Monthan. I mean, literally, unless you have prior knowledge of an aircraft coming in that's really cool. Now, usually, when Copper 6, like Nate was talking about here in the chat, Copper 6 is from Phoenix. Of course, everybody knows it's the Arizona International Guard. They're based out of Sky Harbor. They come in sometimes and do touch and goes. Here we go. I've got another E10. Let's go and check her out. All right. Maryland Air National Guard, guys. Comes another one. We're going to wave at him. And there's a third. These are the Maryland guys, folks. Now there might be another one coming behind because they sometimes fly in a 4-ship, so a lot of times. Not a drone, but A-10s. That's funny. Yeah, they're A-10s. They're... Ooh, E-A-30. Guys, you're going to be able to see an EA-37 take off. That's going to be cool to watch. Let's go ahead and not show this guy. Try to keep everybody the privacy of the folks at work that are working on this area. Whoa! Almost had an epic fail there. Now the pistol grip I'm using, guys, you can buy from you can buy from Walmart. I bought it for $6. That's kind of what I'm using. As I said before, I'm going to be doing videos on plane spotting. I'm going to produce some videos on how to plane spot, what equipment to buy if you're just starting out, things like that. I mean, it's cheap stuff you can get. And like I said, there's an Nate was telling me that there's an EA-37. He's watching the ADSB for me, or flight tracker. Oh, we got another A-10. There we go. I might as well just stay outside the car. I mean, why not? Rock and roll. And another. Man, how about that? Look at that. A-10s galore today, bud. Tron 41, okay. See, I know about what time they start, and that's one of the reasons why I started the live stream at 8 o'clock, because I know for a fact. Oh, look, an F-16. No, sorry, it's just a bird. It's just a bird, sorry, a hawk. My dad used to do that to me a lot when we were going to spot at Luke Air Force Base. He said, "Oh my goodness, look, F-16," and it was just a flock of birds. Yeah, he used to do that. He used to pull that joke on me all the time. He used to get mad at him because I said, "Dad, stop it! Stop it!" Like, stop it! We were riding along Glendale Avenue, and we were getting close to Luke Air Force Base, and all of a sudden he'd say, "Look, look, F-16, check it out." Or F-15, look. That's back in the day when the F-16s and the F-15s were stationed over there. So we're going to wait for the EA-37 to take off. And then what we're going to probably do, like I said, I'm trying not to stay in any one location for too long. This might go into a 3-hour live stream, guys. I don't know. I just want you guys to experience this with me, and trying to give you guys information on what to see if you were coming to visit. Things like that. We'll stop over at the Pima Air Museum, also, guys. Is what I said before. We'll have some fun. Nate, is that EA-37 on the runway yet? We got some clouds moping in here, so that's good. It's giving us some shade. I would have live ATC up and running, but not sure if it's going to be. You guys are going to be able to hear it. The other day, the F-35 from Eglin Air Force Base actually took off, and I was over at the welcome area taking photographs, and I tell you one thing, oh my goodness, guys. Talk about loud. He went straight up vertical. I'm like, wow. Okay, so he's on the runway. Cool. We're going to be able to... You guys are going to get a first opportunity to see it. If you haven't seen the EA-37 take off, all it is a Gulfstream 5 that's been converted with a lot of electronics like the C-130s. So we'll probably be able to see that here shortly. Because if he's on the runway, he's getting ready to go. And normally what he does is he flies out eastbound for the testing range out there. There he comes. There he is. There he is. I don't know if you guys can see him. There he is. Let's get in closer. There he is. Good call out there, Nate. He's already high up there. Wow. That's pretty cool. Very, very good call out. A lot of people haven't seen the EA-37 take off. A lot of them haven't. A lot of people haven't. I mean, this is a rare occasion for some people. See, as a lot of you already know, some of you that live in Arizona, some of you that have heard in the news, Davis-Monthan is no longer a Air Combat Command. Well, it is Air Combat Command, but it's no longer a fighter jet base. It's going to become a special operations base. We're getting assets from Las Vegas, from Nellis, from Eglin, and from Cannon Air Force Base. I am actually hoping that we do get the AC-130J Ghost Rider, because that would be something really cool to check out. It really would. I really think that that would be nice to have here. Now, the photograph that I saw of the deactivation ceremony on Saturday showed I've got a picture also of that Eglin F-35 landing at a DM. I've got it posted on some of my spotter groups. But if you want to see it, I'll post it up in the post area of the channel here. But you just got to let me know if you guys want to see it or not. The F-35 came in for this deactivation ceremony, and it was nose to nose with the A-10. The 47th Fighter Squadron, the terrible termites, or as they call them, the dog patchers, actually are transitioning to the F-35. Question is, if anybody knows out there, anybody knows at all, if they're going to be staying here, or if they're going to be going to Eglin, or probably going to another base. More than likely, they will be. I don't foresee the F-35 staying here. Back in the day when Davis-Monthan and Luke were in the front running for the F-35, of course, Luke got the F-35 and we didn't. So I don't know if they're going to give us F-35s, or if they're not going to give us F-35. I don't know. I mean, that's just something remains to be seen. It really does. Oh, we're gonna have to plug. You guys gonna have to endure me doing this here, because my battery's getting a little bit low here. But I've got it plugged in. No big deal. The only thing I think of is, why would they bring in Eglin Air Force Base F-35 to Tucson to go nose to nose with an A-10? Which leads me to believe, because it's been done before, when the A-10 came originally to Tucson, the E-7 Corsair 2 was here with the Arizona tail flash, and the tail flash signified which base it was going to. Of course, as a lot of us know. A lot of us aviation nuts, we already know that. But it's just an educated guess. If anybody has any info about where the terrible termites are going, the 47th Fighter Squadron, please, let me know. Look down in the comments. Just post it down in the comments, or post it in the chat, whatever. If you're in the chat, post it if you know where they're going. If you don't know where they're going and have information where you can share, I'm not saying it for somebody, go ahead and share it. If they don't want people to know, they don't want people to know, that's fine. But if it's public domain of knowledge, please let me know, because I'd like to, we have a debate going on through the community, which base they're going to be going to. And I want to kind of debunk I kind of want to see who's right and who's wrong. So if you know exactly where it's headed, please, by all means. I would assume. Oh, there goes the camera. Sorry. That's what happens when you put on the steering wheel. like I said, it'd be nice to know if they're staying here. Be nice to know. Because I don't think they're going to stay here for the simple fact that the noise. Okay, we have enough noise with the F-16s over at the airport. People complain about the fighter jets all the time. But I would assume, too, that they would stay here because it's such a big base and they do rescue and things like that. You know, the rescue. They have the rescue squadrons over here, and they need some sort of area superiority to accompany them. I don't know if you guys have ever been to the Miramar Air Show, but the display that they put on there, oh my goodness! I would, excuse me, I would think that they would actually keep the assets together, and they send them over together. You know, that's kind of interesting. We're just sitting here for a few minutes, guys, to see if anything else takes off. If not, then we're going to head up to the Pima Air Museum for a good spotting spot, so we can show you. You can see them taking off there too. A lot of people when they come into the sorry, there was a truck there. I didn't want to show the company name on camera. Trying not to. There's a lot of stuff like Miramar. They've got combined forces and they keep them together. Like I said, if you've ever been to the Miramar Air Show, and you see them flying around all the time while you're over in San Diego, I mean, boy, that's something else. Gee whiz. Seeing Ospreys flying with MH-53s, with Sea Stallions, with F-18 Hornets, with the F-35, everything's stationed over there at Miramar. So you would think this base would be large enough to house all that, you see. So that's my assumption. Now, my assumption is that they're going to Eglin because they're going to be reactivated with the F-35. That's a given. They've already made that clear on their reports, things like that. The local channels have been reporting the same thing. So I don't know. I mean, like I said, it's a good discussion. It really is. It's a good discussion because we'd like to know. We'd like to know here in Arizona, in Tucson, that the F-35 will be here or won't be here. You know, be kind of interesting to know. If that's the case, you're going to see a lot more spotting over here. Trust me, there's going to be a lot more spotting. Nate, do we have anything down on the pipe right now at all? We got any aircraft that are landing right now? I don't have the lavalier mics in, guys, because I want you guys to hear. I kind of do a disservice to you guys. All right, I appreciate it, Nate. I do a disservice to you guys hearing the jet noise. Okay, I don't care what stuff is. I don't care what stuff is in the background as far as cars, things like that. I want you guys to hear the airplanes taking off. And I want you to hear the roar, okay? Especially with the Air Force Base. As far as the airport goes, you guys know what an F-16 sounds like. But as far as the A-10s and things like that are coming in, I want you to hear and see what goes on. You know, that's one of the reasons why I'm not really using the lavalier mics today. Now, the lavalier mics are basically wireless microphones that I can actually talk to you guys on without having background noise. You know, it's kind of cool. See, even right now, guys, the, okay, so nothing? Okay, appreciate it, Nate. Very cool. The reason I brought you guys down here is because this place is even quiet when there's no traffic during the day. I mean, there's traffic going in and out of here, but it's not as much. And this is a good spot to actually sit and relax if you want to. You know, just have a water, soda, whatever you drink, and just kick back and watch the planes take off. I mean, it's really nice. Like I said, we're going to go over to Pima here in a few minutes. Like I said, not much going on as far as takeoffs right now. Landings, maybe. But there's a couple of spots I'm going to show you along the way where you can sit and park and go up. Okay, there's a hill area where you can actually take photographs. It's another main spot for spotters. The other spot is not primary, but it'll actually show you guys where you can go to actually spot at Davis-Monthan. Okay, I've already showed you guys spots over at Tucson Airport. I mean, it's nice. Now we've already seen the boneyard. The boneyard is as far as we can go. I could go on Valencia a little bit further, but it's going to do a disservice to you guys where I won't be able to show you exactly what's up, you know. But the main spots you've already seen. If you haven't seen it and you're just joining us, just go back on the video. You'll see exactly where we were, and I explain where we are. So, like I said, with that being said, we're going to be about another 5 minutes here, and then we're going to head out, and we're going to continue the live stream and having some fun here. I'll take you on this trip with me. That way you guys can see what it's like. An expedition. We're going out on an expedition. That's why we're aircraft expeditions. We want to be able to show everything that's going down at the base. I mean, literally, but we're not trying to spy on the base. We're just showing you what to do, what to not to do, and where to go. You know, that you won't get harassed or bothered. And if we can get some aircraft spotting in along the way, hey, there you go. As you can already see, we had the A-37 take off, and we had four or five A-10s. So there's still stuff that goes on here. I mean, this boneyard is not going anywhere anytime soon. I can tell you that right now. This base will not be closed down because they've got too many assets here at this base. They're never going to close this down. This is one of the last depots. Like, for example, San Antonio, Kelly Air Force Base, the depot, shut down. Norton Air Force Base, shut down. Their logistics center still now. George Air Force Base, over in Victorville, California, turned into a boneyard, okay, for commercial aircraft. We've got Pinal Air Park up here in Marana, Arizona, which we'll go on a tour of that as well. We'll do some spotting up there because there are aircraft that come up there, like the Arizona Cardinals 777. That's stored there during off-season football. We've got 747s coming over there. We've got with the military, the Silverbell Army Heliport. We've got the Department of Defense. We just had the JPATS 737 take off a couple days ago. It came in about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it was really awesome to see. We got the DoD 757. If you guys don't know what that is, the DoD 757 has absolutely no markings whatsoever, not even an N number. The only place you can find the N number is online, and there's I think 1 or 2 numbers on the aircraft, but there's no livery, no nothing. It's all white. I captured a photo of that. Of course, the jumpers that are there for the DoD, they use the Caribou Win-Win Aviation. Without giving out any information about what's going on over there, they train their paratroopers there. Some of their paratroopers. The Golden Knights actually practice out there. The UTA, oh, you mean the drill weekend? I wasn't present for the drill weekend, unfortunately. I was actually out here. Not Saturday. I didn't catch anything Saturday, Nate, because I didn't come out because I overslept. I was so tired the previous night. But the Sunday, there was an A-10 that took off. The divestment was on Saturday. I was trying to get those guys, but unfortunately, I was told that they were going to be flying all weekend. And unfortunately, Saturday was the last day for the dog patchers. And I was a little upset and irritated. They had a flyover of the Wildcat game that was short-lived because of the rains and stuff like that here in Tucson that day. They were playing, I believe it was Utah State or something like that. I forget who they were playing. But I really didn't catch anything, Nate, as far as the drill weekend. I tried going in the afternoon on Sunday, but unfortunately they stopped flying during the afternoon. All right. It's been 5 minutes, everybody, so let's get going. Let's get this party started. All right. We're going to keep going here. Now, I will show you the spots here on Wilmot while we head up. Oh, hang on just a quick second here. I'm going to stop the car right here. I just got to put my... I don't want you guys to be hearing the dinging of my seatbelt here. So I keep forgetting to put my seatbelt on. Oh, Nate, you'll catch me out here. I'm a spectacle out here. You know that. Like I said, we're gonna do this. We're not gonna stay at the Pima Air Museum very long. Seriously, we're not gonna sit there and do all kinds of stuff. But we're just gonna show you the spots where a lot of the spotters go to. All right, so we're coming up to apple towing. Of course, you see the Roman nose C-130 there. Off to the right here, this is a popular spot where people come and watch. This is the actual, let's see if I can show it to you guys. This is the actual dead center of the run of the southeast approach, right here. Of course, there's a little road you can go to go a little bit further. You can even park across the way right there, but they don't really like it. But of course, you can park right here and get some nice shots, pictures, video, whatever you want right there. People park right there, all the way at the corner. We're on Valencia and Wilmot right now, and just we gotta be real careful. Of course, there's Pima right there, Pima Air and Space Museum. We're gonna go in there. Going to show you guys where all the spotters. If you're going to take video and pictures, I mean, this is going to be a perfect spot for the approach. One of the perfect spots, anyway. We're going to turn into Pima right now. Pima Air Museum, right here, as you can see. Good old Pima Air and Space Museum. And then what you do, instead of parking, you can park if you want to. We can go into where the RV area is. And this is where the RV area is. And you can actually have picnics right there at the picnic table. If you have a lunch, bring your lunch, eat your lunch. Well, looks, oh, we got an F-16. Yes. Just took off. See what we missed? We might be able to catch something here. Huh. You never know. Well, we're pulling up to the spotting area where a lot of aircraft spotters come to. They come to the Premier and Space Museum. Like we actually caught the C2 Greyhound. Uh-oh. F-16. That's probably from the Air National Guard, Tucson Air Guard. Cool. But a lot of people just come right here and they spot. And they do all kinds of stuff. Right here. It's a nice dirt patch. Now, one thing, I repeat, do not go past. I mean, you can walk past there, but do not take your car past there because that's a service road for the vehicle museum. And I believe that's where the track is going. Not quite sure. Yeah, we just saw the F-16s take off, guys. So I think we're starting to get busy a little bit. So yeah, I wanted to show you the hill. There's the hill where you can actually spot from too. I go up there a lot. I mean, I don't know what they're going to do with it. I think they might just keep it there. Hopefully they do. But a lot of people go up on there, take photographs of the museum. Of course, you got the 747 test bed. We're actually going to go over by the vehicle museum, guys. I'm going to show you. You can spot over there too. There's people that actually spot over that area. I've got some really good friends that actually will spot over there. The M60 tank is now at the vehicle museum, Nate. They took it out and they put it into the museum. I believe it's out front, if I'm not mistaken. We're going to go see in a minute. We're going to go see. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to go take a left. They're letting me go. They'll let me go right now, so. We are going to go over to the vehicle museum. We got somebody from Pima actually following me in a golf cart. But you guys are going to see the Philippine Mars here. I believe it's still out there, if I am not mistaken. Ah, they might. I think they moved it. I don't know. Probably. Did they? I think they did. Let's look. I think they did. I think that Philippine Mars is. Nope, it's still in its spot. Okay. They haven't moved the Philippine Mars yet, guys. FYI, just to let you guys know. It's sitting right over there by the 737 tail. I'll zoom in a little bit. She's still there. She's still there. If you guys look at the channel that I did, or the channel thing, see, we're right behind this big boy. It's crazy. Of course, you got Orbis over there, all that good stuff. But we're going to go over toward the vehicle museum right now. We're going to check out and see. Yeah, you can spot from the parking lot over there. It's pretty awesome. Awesome stuff. Let's see our... We don't want to get his face. I think he's actually following what I'm doing here. No, he's going back to where he came from. No big deal. No big deal. So this is the road to the vehicle museum, guys. They don't open till 9 o'clock, I believe. I'm not quite sure what time it is because I'm live streaming with you guys. I believe it's like 9 o'clock. But Nate, to answer your question, there's the M60 tank. They made it a spectacle. This is the vehicle museum, guys. I've actually been inside. It's not too bad. It's not too bad, but I wish they would have more, honestly. Of course, you got a I think that's a T62. Yeah, T62 tank. There's the racetrack that they built. There's a little... you can take photos and pictures. I believe you can get up there and go plane spotting, but you got to pay for the the admission, of course. Now, if you're going to come to the museum, it's a separate price for the vehicle museum. Anyway, you can spot from here. I mean, literally. I mean, if you got a step ladder or whatever, you can spot here. It's pretty cool. Now the newest hangar, I'm not sure where that's going, but I know there's the new hangar that's coming to Pima, and the Philippine Mars is gonna be housed internally. That road right there. If you guys remember the road where we actually saw the opening, that's the road that leads up to here, to the vehicle museum. So, let's go. Let's do this. Of course, there's hangar 5 right there in front of us, hangar 4, hangar 3, and then hangar 2 is over there, and hangar 1. Of course, we got people coming into the vehicle museum. This has become a pretty popular vehicle museum. They just opened literally last year. Not last year. I believe it was last year. See, and of course, right straight ahead is where we were. You can actually go from the vehicle museum all the way to the RV parking. This right here, guys, this area right here, if you look straight where those trucks are going, they bring aircraft from the boneyard that are going to be displayed here at the museum. They bring them here through this way. This road that I'm sitting on used to not be here. It's now paved to go up to the vehicle museum. Amazing, huh, guys? Huh. Pima is progressing to be a really bad news museum. They've always been a bad news museum, I tell you. I don't want to cuss on live stream here, guys, but so we're going to be heading out from the Pima Air Museum, but you now see where of course we already know why the flags are half staff, not only for 9/11 but for what happened yesterday. Something sad. I'm not going to get into anything political about it, but so when you go out and you go from the Pima Air Museum, you've got to be really careful when you get out of here, because you can go pull through there. Just got to be real careful, look left, right, and all that stuff, because Valencia is very, very treacherous sometimes. You just got to be really, really cautious and really alert to where you're going over here. I mean, you can park right there too and watch the planes and all that stuff right there. But I wouldn't recommend it. I was actually parked over there for the Philippine Mars when it came in. When they brought it in on this side of the road. I brought it on this side of the road, right where I'm coming. Yep, so now the way that we're going now is we're going to Craycroft and Valencia. We're going to make a right on Craycroft. I'm going to show you one spot where you can see the base. Okay? I'm taking you through the whole trip of this because I want you to see exactly what we can do here. So Craycroft is coming up here. We're going to go ahead and make a right here. And we're going to go to another spot. There's a solar farm here where you can actually go in and pull into. Okay, we're coming down Craycroft. You see the base off to your right there. You can park over here where the dirt road is, but I wouldn't recommend it. Homeless people like to sit there. So, like just do a burn camp or whatever. All right, guys. We're going to turn left in here. And this is a solar farm. I don't see a lot of people here, but you can turn around, okay, like I'm doing here. And you can back up, do whatever you got to do to get the nose pointing toward the base. But you can still see the Pima Air Museum from here as well. It's not very difficult to. Here's Pima, and this is so far right now. This is the departure track of the base right now. So you'll still be able to see, if you get a step ladder, you can actually go up there. Just be very careful when you do that. I don't do that because I don't want any problems with the security forces. So you can go all throughout, all along Craycroft here. You can stop, except, like I said, just don't. I don't do it along this fence here. I don't do it. I mean, some people do, some people don't. A lot of people don't. Now, off to your right here, where those signs are, those we got A-10s. There we go. See, told you. I told you. They're going off the departure end now. People park here for the air shows and things like that. So, you can see that people have cleared out spaces right there. A lot of trash and homeless stuff here. But there's another A-10. People park right there at the gate. This is a private business. Like I said, I wouldn't recommend it. I tried to do the smart thing. Now we're on Drexel now. Okay, so Drexel doesn't go all the way across Tucson Tucson. Get some of the junkyards there with some aircraft. Some people like to park around here and go down these side streets, and I'm going to show you a few. You can spot Show Center off of Wyoming Street. We're going to go there too. I'm going to show you every nook and cranny. This is by the junkyards. This is what I was telling everybody. People keep wondering, how do you go get to Show Center? How do you do this? Well, this is it. This is it, guys. This is how to do it. You go to the junkyards, you got to go through a bunch of twists and turns here. It's crazy. Got a lot of metal roofing people here. We got a lot of industrial. This is the industrial area of Tucson. Just got to be real careful going around these curves because you don't know what's happening. We're on Arcadia now. This is Arcadia. Okay, so you can go on any of these side streets right here to look at the base and everything like that. I mean, there's a spot that I'm going to show you that's Show Center for the Air Force Base for air shows. It's really awesome. This is Canada Street. No, we're not going down. We're going down Canada Street. As you can see, there's a lot of industrial garbage. A lot of people used to go down there toward Wyoming Street, but they blocked it off. They blocked it off because there's with Jersey barriers and things like that. Because people go down there and they don't respect the businesses down there. They just park right there. It's not good. You can, Nate, and that's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you guys. You can spot at Contractor's Way. And I'll show you exactly. That's where we're going right now. In fact, we're going down that area. I'm going to show you a prime spot. I mean, I knew about this spot quite a while ago, but I never did like it because of the some of the areas it was in. Because it's difficult to get to. Okay, we're at Nebraska. I think Wyoming's the next one. Yeah, I believe so. Yep. See, Nate, next time you come to Tucson, you'll know where to go. See, I'm giving everybody a prime tour of this area. That way, when they come here, it's kind of like an adventure, you know. Okay, this is Wyoming. We're going to go down toward Wyoming. Now, if you see the radar off to your left, that's gonna show you where you're at. Okay, we're going down Wyoming right now. Okay, might be a little bit boring for some people, but Wyoming, you should talk to. I mean, the great flyover shots that some people were getting, like Spencer Hughes, he was here. Things like that, some of the good spotters. You can actually park your vehicle right. Just be really careful, like what's happening to me. I don't want to do anything to mess my tires up here. Just be very careful. That spot over there, a lot of spotters go to right there, for the air show. Get up on the rock and kind of use it as a step ladder. But as you can see, there is the radar for Davis-Monthan. Now the tower is over a little bit to our left here, so we're going that way anyway. We're not staying here because we don't want to upset the folks here. We don't want to upset them at all. Of course, there's a bunch of junkyards. Look at that old ratty Miata. I haven't seen a Miata in so long. It's funny. There's people that live here, so we don't want to upset them. You know, they live in the RVs and stuff here. But this is Wyoming Street, guys. This is Wyoming Street. Wyoming Street is I used to park right by that tree right there for the air show and do live streams, because I was able to see the wide angle of the airplanes, of the planes that come in. Straight ahead is our power plant that we have for Tucson. It's for Tucson Electric Power. We're at Swan in Wyoming is where we're at, just so you guys know. Boy, that car has seen better days. Wow. And now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be on the other side of the base on Irvington. Now, when you get off the freeway from coming either from Phoenix, or if you're coming from El Paso or whatever the case may be, you can actually get off on Alvernon Way and then come to this location, because this is Irvington right here. Right before we turn, that's Alvernon. Get off on Alvernon, make a right on Irvington, and make a left on Contractor's Way. That's what we're going to be doing. Just be cautious and careful where you're going, guys, because this is basically, it's not for the faint-hearted sometimes. That area in the back that we just passed off to our left is where a lot of people for the air shows sit for the Heritage Flight and things like that. Pardon me. We just passed that curve, and that's where the control tower. I forgot to show you guys that. Sorry, my fault. So we're running right now running right before the light and before the railroad tracks. This is a major hub for Union Pacific Railroad. Where that truck with the trailer just pulled is where we're going. Gonna make a right over there. Oh, it's really bumpy over here. But that's another thing, guys. You can be real careful about the bumpiness. Making a right on Contractor's Way here. Contractor's Way. We go up to Ajo, which means onion in Spanish, believe it or not. There's a little tidbit about Tucson you didn't know. Ajo Way, instead of saying Onion Way, because this is what it used to be, a lot of onion fields out here before anything else, so they named it Ajo Way. So, of course, you see a lot of businesses here, things like that. People running real slow and everything like that, so it's crazy. Be careful when you go across the railroad tracks here. You don't want to get shards in your tire, because sometimes you get nails, shards, things like that. This area over here is where the fuel farms are. Cool. If he does land, we're going to be able to grab him. I wouldn't park around here at all, guys. We're coming up to the actual turnoff. Now, one thing, when you're spotting and you don't know the town very well, do not go straight. Do not go straight. I'll show you why in a second. Do not go straight.